was 11 days ago, it may seem a lot longer than that, it was actually 11 days ago that we made a change with Coach Neal. And actually, it was a week ago today where we had a press conference with the media talking about the search. So I think in athletic department and in college athletics, I would argue that this was a relatively quick process, but a thorough process. I saw some folks who described the process a little bit of a roller coaster. I think from an internal perspective, it was relatively smooth. We had a small committee. We engaged in a lot of dialogue. And while there was a lot of speculation out in the media, we ended up where we needed to be. The process allowed us to get to the right place, which was to find the best individual, the best coach at this time for the University of New Mexico. So I feel good that the process worked. Some of the criteria that we laid out before, and I'll walk through again, obviously you want to hire somebody who's got great basketball skills, who's a great basketball mind. I think when you look at Coach Weir and you talk to people in and around the state, people have observed him closely at New Mexico State as well as others. I think there are a couple of other things that really stand out. One, a tireless work ethic, very engaged in the community. If you watch his teams play, and I had the luxury of my role on the NCAA committee, basketball committee this past year. One of the conferences that I was assigned to was the WAC, and so I probably live or on video probably watched 7 or 8 New Mexico State games. What I saw, and I'm certainly not a coach, but what I saw was a team that played hard, a team that played really good defense, a team that gave great effort every night and very strong rebounding. One of the things that really impressed me about Coach Weir in the interview process, and it was a very impressive interview, really a lot of conversation about leadership and developing a team, a sense of unity and leadership. Has a focus on analytics, which, as we all know in all of our businesses, that's where the world's headed. He knows New Mexico, he knows our team, he knows the Mountain West, and strong, certainly given his academic record, strong with academics and the development of his team. We did talk about head coaching experience. I would admit, I'd be the first to admit that while Paul's only been a head coach for 1 year, you look at what he accomplished in that 1 year, I think the committee felt was very impressive. Economics, and I know that'll be a question that'll come up. Economics is our factor in every decision, whether it's at the university, in any business we're in, they are a factor. What I can tell you is that we offered the same financial package to all the candidates with collegiate head coaching experience. So I'll give you a couple other business points and then let the star of the show come up and talk. We're still working on a contract. We do have a letter of agreement in place. The starting salary for Coach Weir in year 1 is $625,000. We are not involved in any buyout in New Mexico State. Any issue with the buyout between Coach Weir and New Mexico State is between them. We have no financial obligation for that. I feel good that we got the best candidate through this process. Coach Weir rose to the top. In my view, the process worked, and I'm excited to introduce our new basketball coach and really look forward to watching Coach Weir build and develop this program and make the Lobo basketball family very proud. So let me introduce to you Coach Paul Weir. We started a tradition about a red jacket. I'm going to let Coach Weir make a few comments about that. But here's the ceremonial red cherry blazer.
Yeah, they wanted me to wear the red blazer. I told them I hadn't earned it yet. That's for me to do now. I got to find a way to win some games. Sorry, I made some notes. I just want to put these here. Hasn't been a ton of prep time for today, and I'd like to do prep. But This is obviously an amazing opportunity for me, for my family, my own kind of professional competencies and stimulation. You know, I was at New Mexico State for 10 years, poured my heart and soul into the place. It was very, very successful. Started my family there, got degrees there, and it would have taken a lot for me to leave, and this was that opportunity. It was just simply too good to pass up for a lot of levels, and I just had to come to New Mexico. I'm extremely thankful to be here. There's a number of people I need to thank. It obviously starts with Paul Krebs, who ran the search and the committee, the entire committee, and him, I believe, vetted a lot of candidates, and I feel very confident that I won that. When I interviewed for my last job at State, I went through the exact same process. I went up against other candidates, and I felt I was the best one, and they did too. And I take comfort in knowing to go through that process and really to come out on top and kind of feel as though you're someone's first choice. So I take a lot of kind of solace in that, and I thank them for giving me this opportunity. There's going to be a lot of questions about me. I totally get it. I was a one-year head coach. I'm coming from New Mexico State. I'm a little bit unknown, and I'm well aware of what I'm stepping into. The Greek philosopher Atticus once said, every doubter is a dreamer with a broken heart. And I think there's some broken hearts around here that it's my job to go out and pick up. And that's all I'm going to do from now on. It could be our players, it could be fans, it could be administrators, it could be supporters, just anyone around the community that might be questioning what's going on with Lobo basketball. I'm going to do everything in my power to win them over. Our team is going to play really, really hard. I know that sounds cliche, I know that sounds kind of boring, but that's really what I pride myself on, is us just being the hardest working team we can possibly be. We're not going to look for excuses, we're not going to be flashy, we're just going to play really hard and really fast. At New Mexico State, that style of play was Neil McCarthy, and here it's probably Storm and Norman. I think we all look back to those eras of basketball and culture and tradition and honor that we all kind of yearn for, and it's my job to try and bring that back. I'm a builder, I'm a communicator. I really want to have great relationships with our players. I met with them this morning, hopefully going to build really close relationships with them. I know there's a lot of expectations, or I should say lack of expectations about the team this coming season, and we're going to conquer every single one of them. If people want to doubt us, that's fine, but as a group collectively, we're going to come together and we're going to overcome all those odds. My wife Alma's right here. She's coming with me, thankfully. And I have a 2-year-old around here somewhere. His name's Theodore, and he's a mess. But this is an amazing place, and it would have taken a lot for me to leave. There's people back in New Mexico State that are very disappointed in me, probably will never forgive me, but just being here right now, I know this was the right decision. I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity, and I really can't wait to get to work. We're going to get some recruits in this weekend and just get going in practice, and it's full steam ahead. I really don't know any other way, and I'm just really grateful to be a part of the Lobo family. For some of you that think I'm a bit of an outsider, I hope you welcome me with open arms, and for every single one of you, just please come to the games. For us to build this program, we've got to get the pit rocking again and get that thing full, and that's my goal here going forward. So students, I'm coming for you. The rest of Lobo Nation, I'm coming for you. And the players, I hope you guys believe in me and we can start to build something together. So thank you guys all very much.
At this time, we're going to open it up for questions from the media. I believe Coach Weir knows most of you guys, but just in case, say your name just to be safe. We'll start right here with Van.
Coach Weir, right out the gate, is this strange for you as far as being with the Aggies and then now you're Lobo?
Yeah, when I interviewed, I told the committee. I think I got called about, I don't know what it was, 4 or 5 o'clock, and for the first 5 or 6 hours, it's probably the way a lot of people have received it. A little like, wow, this is a little unusual, this is a little strange, maybe skeptical, maybe apprehension, fear, whatever it may be. But by about 10 or 11 o'clock, I was just like, no, wow, I mean, this is Lobo basketball, and by the time I got into that, interview the following day, I was full steam ahead, and So I get at first the reaction, I think it's natural because I even had it. But I think in time, as you really think about it and you process the situation, both mine, back at State and the one here, to me it was just an opportunity of a lifetime and just one I just couldn't pass up. I get, that there are feelings hurt for that. I apologize. I'm sorry to those people, but this was just too good of an opportunity for me.
Coach, Will Weber from the Santa Fe New Mexican. The 4 players that announced they were transferring, have you had any contact with them, and what's your point of attack and maybe possibly getting these guys back?
Yeah, I just met with the team now. I think there were a couple players that had some other kind of things going on, being academics, weren't there. I really, every single member of this organization, players, staff, support staff, I want to sit down with, get to know. I'm a big believer in win-win relationships, and I think they have to believe in me and I have to believe in them, and that's a road that we're going to start to go down individually, up and down the entire organization, whether it's just players or staff members. And I just spoke to them now about my vision and what I kind of see for them and what I see for our team. And if they want to be a part of that, I want every single one of them. If for whatever reason they have a different vision that aligns with something else, then it might not be a healthy marriage for either of us.
Paul, Jeff Grammer, Albuquerque Journal. You're in this position because the determination was made what was going on here wasn't working. You're very familiar with not only UNM but also with Craig Neal, and you saw what was going on. What did you see that was going on that you're going to do differently, that maybe you've identified as maybe what didn't work, and how much of that is just this passionate fan base has high demands for what your job is?
No question. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul.
Paul Weir, both of you. We're running into this issue now.
I'm just gonna, I'll give you my perspective, Jeff, and then Coach Weir. I think one of the interesting, we have great fans. I believe we have the most passionate basketball fans in the country. And one of the things that was clear throughout the search process was the candidates that we interviewed all recognized that as a real strength. That the Wise Pies Arena, the Pit, is a magical place. Most people who are involved in college basketball have some memory or have either an intimate knowledge or have knowledge of the building, of our fan base. There are high expectations, but I would rather us have high expectations and fall short than not have expectations at all. And I think as we talk to candidates, it was very clear that the basketball world, college basketball world, still holds New Mexico basketball in very high regard.
Part of what drew me to this job is just that there's everything here. I'm a really big believer in an internal locus of control, and just even talking to these guys going forward, we control our own destiny. We're going to make our path. There's no excuses. There's no other reasons. And here, if we're not successful, it's my fault. It's no one else's fault. It's not the fans' fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's on me. And it's very comforting to be professionally to go somewhere where it's entirely on me and my own competencies and my ability to lead this program. And I'm very confident in my ability to do that.
I think we're going back to Lee.
This is for Paul Weir, Lee Free, POV TV. Paul, of the men on the staff right now, is there anybody who you will retain with your incoming staff?
Yeah, that's really premature to kind of say. Like I said, I want to meet with every single individual in the organization, gather their thoughts, get to know them, meet them, and then start to make those determinations going forward. And really, every single decision we make, from players to staff members, is all about just what's best for the organization. This isn't about friendships or relationships. This is a results-oriented business. I'm going to get judged on that, and they're going to get judged on that too.